Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sean, this is the Game Room, and we are continuing with our Judge Dredd foray into the Judge Dredd Miniatures game. I am the law. Today we're painting the Klegg-Hai. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, this box comes with 3 models, and very cool. They're larger models, so they're going to come on larger bases than what we did with the Judge Dredd, or with the street judges that come in the main game. But a lot of fun to paint and very, very easy and fast. I'll show you what I'm talking about right now. Let me zoom in here just a touch. Now, all of these models come as 2 pieces, but close to the box art, but I'm using contrast, so, and again, 3-foot tabletop distance is what I'm going for, and I thought especially the alligator skin came out really, really good. But I'll show you what I did, and let's get the third one painted. I did not connect the heads yet, just to make it a little easier to paint around it, because the heads do kind of stick out a little bit. So head off to the side until we are ready to paint it. What are we using? Pterodon turquoise contrast for the bodysuit. The yellow or gold parts I'm using Iandan yellow. The alligator skin Militarum green. Any leather parts, snakebite leather. The tongue and mouth, Blood Angels red. And then on top of the teeth, which we'll use just a regular matte white, I'm using Agaros Dunes, just to give it that little bit of, I don't know, yellowing, tarnished look. And then the boots will be, I'm using Gravelord Grey speed paint, but, you know, black or Basilicanum gray would work just fine. This is a speed paint I had that I hadn't used yet, so just wanted to try it out. Alright, we're going to start by doing the large, and the gun of course will be done in gunmetal with the dark tone wash, and we'll go over each of those colors, but he really doesn't take that long. So as always, give your paints a really good shake before you start. I'm going to start with the Pterodon turquoise, because that is our largest amount to cover. Okay, that took a few minutes, but Turn on Turquoise is complete, and it's still drying. I apologize for the shadows. I had the window open and didn't realize until I looked down or stopped and looked at the video to realize the shadows it was creating. So hopefully you can still see, and it wasn't too terrible. But we're going to continue to let the turquoise dry, and we're going to pick a different part. Let's go down to... Well, you know what? The next big part is really the ending yellow. So we'll just keep going because I'm impatient. So, ending yellow. Contrast also. And we're going to paint all of the parts, the rest of the uniform, with this. And again, be careful around the edges. You don't want to mix the two paints together in case it's still drying. And try not to get it on the skin. If you do, just go back over that with your gray sear base. Alright, continuing on, we're going to do the gunmetal. Basically, this is just for the rifle. Okay, and next the speed paint, Grave Lord Gray. Like I said, you could use, if you're using straight contrast, you could use Black Templar or the Basilicanum Gray, whatever you want. I just hadn't used this one, so I wanted to try it. And that's just going to be for the boots. Alright, next up, we're going to use the Militarum Green to go ahead and do all of the skin, or the scales, or the hide, or whatever you want to call it. Be careful around the gun. You don't want to get it on stuff that you've already completed, so just use a little care. And the head. Alright, now we are going to let this dry a little bit before we go into the mouth and work on that part. Be right back. Okay, while we're waiting for the skin to dry, we're going to go ahead and use the dark tone on the gun. And this is just a wash, so you're just going to cover the whole thing. It's going to tone down that shininess. If you want to add water to this so you don't get as much or as dark, you can do that. It works very well. Okay, really the only place for the snakebite leather is the belt that you can only see in the back. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Super simple. Alright, next up is our Blood Angels Red contrast. And for this, we're going to do the inside of the mouth, the tongue, the gums. If you get it on the teeth, that's okay. We're going back over the teeth with the white. Alright. Okay, now switching to a much smaller brush. I'm going to use that same Blood Angels Red to do the eyes. Now, if you watch my other videos, I don't normally do the eyes, but these eyes are pretty pronounced. It's a larger model and should should be easier to do. And I'm just going to very carefully paint the eye red, and on this side do the same. Be very careful with it, take your time. Alright, we're going to let the red dry a bit more. We'll come back and do the teeth. Okay, using that same tiny brush, I'm just using matte white. We're just going to touch the teeth just to bring them back out. Okay, be right back. Alright, our last step on the teeth is agarose dunes. And with this, I probably cut this down about, you don't need much, 4:1 water. Because I don't really want to shade the teeth, just want them to look like they've got a little tartar buildup. And I'm just going to run that on the gum line, just to Alright, now we're going to let that dry. Alright, with our model dry, we're going to go ahead and attach the head. So again, all I did to attach the head was basically a toothpick and a little green stuff, which we would just pop off. Drilled a little hole in the head so the toothpick would have something to grip into, glued it in with some green stuff to hold it in place. Alright, super glue. And screw that around. Alright. Put that into place. Make sure you like how it looks. Looks pretty good. Maybe give it a little angle there. Alright, now we gotta let the head dry. We'll give it a few minutes. And technically he's done. If you're gonna leave him on this base, you can paint the base however you want, decorate it. I prefer to take them off of their base and do a little scenic work. So I do have a base that I've just completed for him, so I will take him off. These were much more difficult to remove from their prefab bases that they come on than our smaller models, mainly because they have a much larger footprint. there's more foot flat on it. So with that, you have to cut through very carefully. It takes a little longer. Be very careful if you do that. I'm going to let this glue dry. I will complete. I'm going to go ahead and get him onto his base, and I'll show you what the final Klegg-Hai looks like here in just a moment. Okay, and with all three of them done, all done the same way. These guys look pretty darn good. Now you can kind of see them all the way around. So there you go. Overall painting time was about 35 minutes with dry time not counted, but just actual painting time about 35 minutes. So you could probably knock all of these guys out together, you know, hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes. So sorry about the shaky cam, but I am there we go. So you can see it doesn't take a whole lot. It's pretty quick. For all fairness, I mean, the skin really comes out, looks like a alligator, crocodile, whatever. But they're really neat. They're very fun to paint, very easy to paint. It doesn't take a whole lot of colors. I mean, we had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors, 9 colors total, maybe. So make it 10 colors. It doesn't take a whole lot. So they were a lot of fun, very easy to paint, very quick. Anyway, I hope this helps. Continue to look for more Judge Dredd. I've got at least one more video that I'm going to do for... I have most of my gang models painted. I have one that I'm going to do in the next video. And then we've also got fatties. And they're just hilarious models. So stay tuned for those, and as always, please like, subscribe, drop a comment. It really does help, guys. The subscriptions help with the YouTube algorithms. The comments help to tell us what you want to see, what you like to see, and if you're playing the game, which models do you use? How do you play the game? I'm just getting into Judge Dredd. Like I said before, I've owned the game for a while, but I have not really had a chance to get into it. Played a demo at Alamo City Gamers Con this past March, and it was a lot of fun. So it really made me want to get into it and start getting my models painted. The models paint up very fast, very easy, especially the gang. I mean, you get 8 in the box. You think it's going to take a while. It really doesn't. I mean, I've been knocking them out. All of my models have been painted basically in a week of just evenings. So you can paint them up really fast, especially with the speed paints and the contrast paints. But anyway, I hope this helps. As always, again, please like, subscribe, drop a comment, and have a great evening. Bye now.